Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
All right.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
Philly special. Ready? Here we go. Easy. Kill. Play.
But that was a taste of what he was supposed to be.
Last year, Hurts.
Oh, and how this will all work out. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see the first play if they don't decide to give the football to Terrell Owens. This way. Is it his way? Inside the 20. And on the first play of Philadelphia in an Eagle uniform.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trending for Four Quarters right here on DSM Media. We're brought to you by Manscaped, the leader in men's grooming products, the GOAT in below-the-waist grooming. Make sure you check them out, manscaped.com. Use promo code TRENDING, the name of the show, TRENDING. Get you 20% off free shipping and let them know me, the beard, sent you. So make sure you check them out. We got a jam-packed show tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun because I got my man here. I've been waiting to get this guy on for ages here. You know, he is drinking Heineken tonight.
I am.
But, you got to go with the strong stuff. You got to go with the sauce for shows. This is my man, Peanut. This is my man, Peanut. He is one of the co-hosts of one of the best YouTube shows that nobody watches.
Thank you.
Birds, Beer, and BS. Just search Birds, Beer, and BS on YouTube. You'll find him. He's my man. Welcome to the show, Peanut.
Thanks for having me, man. I questioned your judgment when you asked me to be on the show. I'm like, wow, he must not really know me, man. Why would he let me on this show? But I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be here, Phil.
I love it, man. I didn't mean to say that. It's not as bad as nobody watches it. Some people watch. More people watch your show on YouTube than watch my show on YouTube. We're live, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. We're everywhere. You know how to do it, people. Share it out, retweet it out, hit subscribe, drop your comments in the comment section. We're talking Eagles all night long here. If you want to get involved in the show and give me your comments, go over to the YouTube page, DSM Media, get into the live show, put your comments in there. I'll put them up on the screen and we'll talk about them. So how you doing tonight, Peanut? You good? You ready to roll?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to roll, man. I'm chilling. I got my toys around me. I wanted to show them off a little bit.
I love it, man. This is one of the best backgrounds I've seen on a show in a while.
I had to clean my room real quick too. I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, doing all right, man. Doing all right after that. The dismal Sunday that I had. Other than that, everything else is great. Family's great. Friends are great. We're good.
You must be bringing friends in because they're asking for strippers and everything now.
Shout out,
what's up?
Shout out, Karan.
Oh man! All right. So yeah, like you said, pretty crappy Sunday. Eagles losing to the Giants.
Yeah.
But to an extent, I don't want to say I expected it, but it didn't surprise me as much as other people. It's the Giants. There's a reason why we've been playing them for 70, 80 years, and there's a one-game difference in the win-loss column with that team. Yeah. They're almost bigger, if not bigger, than the Cowboys rivalry amongst teams. So I'm not surprised that happened. But I want to start with, before we get into the Jalen Reagor, because I can't wait to get your opinion on that Jalen Reagor tweet. I want to talk about Jalen Hurts first. Talked on my morning show, Trending in the AM, a little bit today about Jalen Hurts and comparing him to Russell Wilson's rookie year and Josh Allen's first 2 years. That was definitely, in my opinion, Jalen Hurts' worst game as a pro so far.
Correct.
Comes 16 games into his career, had his worst game.
Hands
Do you
down.
take that as a learning experience? Do you take that as a trend backwards in regression? How do you take that poor performance from Jalen Hurts?
It's tough to even take anything from it until he plays next week. How does he respond to the bad week that he had? Yeah, you're right. Comparing it to Russell Wilson and other rookie quarterbacks, I even looked at Donovan McNabb's rookie year, and mind you, this isn't his rookie year, so I think that's
Right.
what a lot of people are like really having problems with.
Yeah, a lot of people say that whole he's still a rookie. He's not a rookie anymore.
It's not
I want to stop. I keep saying it. Stop telling
Yeah.
me he's a rookie.
He's not a rookie, but I think we're treating, I guess, with COVID last year, it's been basically last year in everyone's mind never really happened. And this is his full year as a starter. You can't really judge it yet until next week. Let's see how he bounces back. And if he can't bounce back versus the Jets, at that point we can start talking about, all right, we need to start doing this X, Y, Z. But for the most part, he had a bad game, and he didn't have a bad game. I'm sorry, the offense had a bad game.
Absolutely.
People forget that he can't catch the ball. He can't catch the ball, and run the ball. So we got to give the guy a little bit of credit. Not bad for like his first year. I mean, it's tough to argue it, especially after a horrible loss like that we had. But I looked into it, man. His numbers aren't totally bad. They're not totally skewed. So let's give him. I want to give him the benefit of doubt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everyone has a bad game. Manning's had bad games. Brady's had bad games. Yeah. Nobody talks about that shit. Can we say curse words on this?
You can say whatever you want, dude. I had a guest on one time that was dropping so many F-bombs that I started a check sheet on the side of my notebook, and in like 20 minutes, I had 25 check marks on there, which was not go that crazy. But yeah, I mean, look, Jalen Hurts. Was that game a regression a little bit? Yes, absolutely, because it was the Giants. Let's not beat around the bush. The Giants are as bad, if not worse, than the Eagles, in my opinion. Their defense is atrocious. We should have had no problem. But yes, it's a rivalry game. They get up for us and whatnot. But like you said, I want to see next week and what they do against an even worse team in the Jets, a team that we are, knock on wood, 11-0 all time against. Knock on wood, a team we've kept in those 11 games 5 times. Under 15 points we've held them to.
Yeah.
So we have dominated the Jets in our, 11 times playing them in the last 30, 40 years.
Right.
But, I worry that you brought it up. You said that it's not all Jalen Hurts. He can't catch the ball. He can't, block. He can't run the ball. Well, he does run the ball too much. I worry that also Nick Sirianni had a bad game, and Nick Sirianni regresses. That means Jalen Hurts regresses. If Jalen Hurts regresses, the wide receiver, it's like a domino effect. And that's where I'm scared and worried, is that Nick Sirianni as a play caller was progressing great over the last 4 or 5 weeks. And then just like Jalen Hurts, last week it's like a wall just hit. All of a sudden, everything just changed. And don't tell me that Jordan Howard being out changed everything that much. Because, Jordan Howard came in, everything started going up. Jordan Howard's out for a game, and all of a sudden, it crashes. I don't get it.
I mean, the only person that'll probably be happy about that is Jordan Howard. But yeah, you're right. You got to look at it like it's a domino effect. Nick Sirianni basically had a bad game himself. You know what I mean? From Nick Sirianni down, that's what's going to happen. But all in all, we have to see how this team bounces back. Like, let's face it, man. Everyone. Last week we were shouting playoffs. This week we're shouting new coach, new quarterback. It's so wishy-washy. Just let this thing play out. Give this team a chance. The week before that, they had a good game. Still on?
I'm still on. You're kind of fading in and out on me there a little bit. Are you there, buddy? Oh man, we're losing Peanut here tonight. Oh man, is it me or is it Peanut? No, I'm looking at it on the phone here. Yeah, it's live still. Try to refresh your signal there if you have to. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. Anyway, as some of these other comments are coming in, he's looking down his receivers, throwing off his back feet. This is something that can be taught, but also 16 games in, you'd expect to see this a little bit better. Freeze face. Yeah, exactly. Freeze face. I think Chicken Titties is having an issue. I love it. They went away from the run and went one-dimensional. They absolutely did, Adam. I'm not sure why they did that, because it's something that we've seen, being multidimensional has worked the last few weeks. Sirianni needs to call a healthy dose of Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert pass plays. Absolutely. If he's looking down his one target, his number one read every time, then make sure that number one read, is always Devontae Smith or Dallas Goedert. Ah, there he is. He's back.
I'm back.
I stalled for a few seconds for you.
I know. My wife was like, "You had freeze face or something like that." I'm like,
Yeah. No, this is exactly what she said. Freeze face, chicken titties is having an issue.
That's my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's all right. Someday you'll learn to upgrade that Wi-Fi just a little bit.
I need to, man. I've been talking to Jenna about it too. Jenna, hook me up, please.
Jenna, that would be Jeff, our boy Jeff here, your co-host. I know Birds Beer and BS. My man
Jeff?
right there.
He just had an operation.
Hope he's feeling good, bro. Hope he's feeling good
we
today.
can curse here and we can smoke cigarettes as well, right?
You can do whatever you want. This is turning into a bigger shit show than your show, so it's all good. That's what I like to say tonight.
All right.
So Mark points out we need a healthy dose of Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. So everyone's saying that Jalen Hurts goes to his first read way too often, and he just looks him down, stays focused on that first guy. So that's why I keep going back that it's got to be Nick Sirianni's fault, because he's the one calling plays that the first read is Jalen Reagor or Quez Watkins or Ortega-Whiteside getting 2 catches, in the last 2 weeks. If you're not going to call run plays, you better call plays that are focused on Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith, your best 2 guys, right?
You said it best. If you're a one-read quarterback, go to your best read first.
Absolutely.
Period. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're throwing this ball and the first read is someone that shouldn't be the first read. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that goes to the whole, thing with, we don't even have any playmakers for Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni to learn from. And this is where we could transition into this tweet from earlier this week, about Jalen Reagor. This tweet, and anybody watches the morning show, I've talked about it on the morning show a little bit. On Monday, I do something on Monday called Overreaction Monday on Twitter, where I just put out overreaction statements that are completely over the top. And everybody forgets to read the first line, Overreaction Monday. And they just, they think I'm making these outrageous, awful comments. Right. But then I put out later in the day this tweet, and it wasn't even an overreaction. It was a true statement. And because of one point in the tweet, all the trolls started coming out, all the a-holes started coming out and whatnot. So let me see if I can get this up on the screen. I'm not really tech savvy like your partner, Jeff, so it's very hard for me to share screens and stuff like that. We're going to put the tweet up here on the screen.
Hey,
pop it up there it goes. It took a little delay. So here's the tweet. Just a reminder, stop with the cut Jalen Reagor comments. The Eagles have no one else. He's the middle of the second year as a first-round pick. How he's not going to cut him. Maybe a game inactive clears his head, and stop with the bullying. It's not productive. Now, obviously, everyone saw the bully comment and just dove all on me. I don't want to say bully me, calling me soft. I got called a snowflake. I got called a less famous Skip Bayless. I got called a radio guy that never played it down a football. I got called some cuss words that I won't say. I'll say curse words, but these words I've been called, I won't say them on the air. All because of the number 4 statement. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the point with this tweet. I wanted to talk about how the Eagles had no one. You can't cut Reagor because you got nobody else. You can't, only throw to Devontae Smith because, obviously he's our best weapon. Teams are blanking him. Teams are double covering him and stuff like that.
Right.
I think the biggest issue isn't Jalen Hurts. It's not Jalen Reagor. It's not even Nick Sirianni. Problem comes back to Howie Roseman and the fact that he built a team that the weapons on the team. I've actually been supporting Howie Roseman the last few weeks, saying his draft hasn't been as bad as people think. When you look at the wide receiver position, the fact that you have Devontae Smith, Reagor, Watkins, Hightower, Ortega-Whiteside, and Ward, they are your weapons.
Yeah.
He has completely failed in the last 2, 3, 4 years to address that position.
Yeah, you know what hurts the worst is knowing that Jefferson is always going to reverberate in Philadelphia. The reason why I think Reagor is, first of all, Reagor never asked to be a first-round pick. So let's get that clear. He never asked for it. But if you're going to be a first-round pick, teams are going to expect you to perform, to go out there and at least make plays. This guy's been a dud, man. Let's just face it. He's like a less talented Aguilar. What I'm seeing from him is more mental than it is physical. The guy got the physical traits. He's putting in the work, but mentally, this guy is just not prepared to get out there and be the guy.
Right. But the point is, there's nobody else to go in this place. People are saying in the comments, put Hightower out there. Hightower had a 34% catch rate last year. 34%. That's way worse than Reagor, okay? He got called up for one game this year, messed up a kick return, and got benched instantly.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't give me sorry, Adam, I love you, Adam, but don't give me Hightower because Hightower is even worse. I'm a big J-Jaw fan just because I said he was making the team. I have actually no love for Ortega-Whiteside. I just predicted he'd make the team.
Right.
But Ortega-Whiteside, you can't tell me he's better than Jalen Reagor. I mean, Jalen Reagor stinks.
He hasn't been on the field that much, though.
Yeah, but he actually, Jalen Reagor or Ortega-Whiteside's snap count is a lot higher than you would think. Because he's out there because he's a blocking wide receiver and things like that. The bullying part of the post really blew up. And as a guy that was bullied as a kid, I don't stand for it. And I don't block people, but I went ahead and blocked a whole bunch of people for things that they said because, whenever it's a faceless figure on Twitter, saying overly offensive stuff, it means it's somebody's burner account and they just want to say offensive things. And I do have some enemies out there. Not going to name names.
The beer got enemies?
Yeah, the beard's got a few enemies. We're not going to say who. I'm sure you know some of them. I'm sure,
The beard's
anyway.
Listen,
the bullying part, people are taking this way too far with Jalen Reagor. And you bring up Nelson Aguilar, and if you look at it, he struggled his first 2 years. And what did they do?
Absolutely.
Doug Peterson sat him down for a game or two. And what did he do? He came back and he had 8 touchdowns in 2017.
The Super Bowl,
7 catches, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. You know what? We're in a conundrum, wrapped in a paradox, wrapped in a riddle. This whole offensive scheme, this whole Howie Roseman, this whole everything. It seems like one thing holds the other that holds the other. And when one thing doesn't work, it all falls apart. And first year coach, first and half year quarterback. So we're going to see games like this. We're going to go through ups, downs, and do we overreact? Hell yeah, we do. That's what we do best. We got shows saying they're going to the playoffs.
I said they're going to 3 weeks ago. I said they weren't going. 3 weeks ago, I said they weren't winning 2 games the rest of the season. 2 weeks ago, I said they were making a deep run in the playoffs. This week, I don't know what to say. We got freeze face up here again. Oh man. Peanut. Jeff, how do you work with this guy on a weekly basis? His screen freezes up every other minute. While he's frozen, we're going to say we got 2 people bringing up Fulgham here. Should have never gotten rid of Travis Fulgham. Where is Travis Fulgham now? Exactly. Where is Travis Fulgham right now? Travis Fulgham is not on a team right now because even though we cut him, he latched onto a few practice squads. I think he got called up 1 week, but Travis Fulgham is not 110% not the answer because Travis Fulgham, he had 4 good games. He's played with Matthew Stafford. He's played with Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers could make Peanut a successsul, wide receiver in the NFL. He couldn't make Travis Fulgham one.
I
don't want to hear the Fulgham stuff.
I should try him.
We got Mark calling out your Fugazi internet connection right now. Oh man, he does.
You ain't lying.
Yeah. It's a disappointment, Mark. Absolutely. I finally get Peanut on the show, and he lets me down.
I should have did it at the studio, man.
Yeah, you should have had Jeff's studio all set up, ready to go for this.
I should have. Jeff, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Party all day with someone right now.
So we got a bunch of people saying they want Mike Williams, who's a free agent. Yeah. Look, the Eagles are going to have to address wide receiver in free agency majorly. That was a perfect freeze again. She's got a screenshot of that for sure. That's good. I want a copy of that for sure. I'll make that the profile for the show for tonight.
That would be funny.
So anyway, back to this thing here. So I followed this whole Jalen Reagor comment up with, don't be surprised. We all say go after Mike Williams, go after Allen Robinson, all these available free agents at wide receiver. Don't be surprised and pissed off when Howie Roseman drafts another wide receiver because that's just what he does. He's shown now. He's drafted Smith, Reagor, Ortega-Whiteside the last 3 years. He drafts a wide receiver early every single year. Do not be surprised if he does it again this upcoming year.
You think?
I mean, I hope not. I want defense. But
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the track record of Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman spends on quarterbacks and wide receivers in the draft. That's what he does. That's his track record.
He's going to be a wide receiver factory next year. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to be pumping those guys out.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Eagles' offense at wide receiver is putrid right now. Whether they draft guys, whether they sign guys, they need to do something because, I mean, even Greg Ward, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard me call Greg Ward 20 catch for 42-yard Greg Ward before, but that's my nickname for him because the guy's slow. Someone said he got hit by a bus maybe. That's why he didn't show up last week. I'm like, dude, the bus couldn't hit him because he was too slow and the bus missed him. You know, we're ragging on Jalen Reagor for missing catches. Where's people talking about Greg Ward dropping that touchdown pass at the end of the first half? Nobody's talking about that because everybody loves Greg Ward for some reason. So lots of issues at wide receiver.
Yeah, totally. Listen, is it wide receiver or are we not scheming these guys open? Because we actually went to the game, me and Jeff and Tommy, who's a Giants fan, and you can see the game from a different angle when you're at the game.
Absolutely.
There's guys that are open. There's guys that are getting open, and for some reason they're just not getting the ball. So is it just, you know what I mean? Is it just the receivers? I don't know. It's crazy, and I don't want to put the blame on Hurts because I love Hurts, and I like Nick Sirianni, but look, something's not going on right here, and I think Sirianni even he didn't allude to it. He basically said, "Look, I'm basically saying the quarterback play was garbage."
Yeah,
without saying those words. That's the first burp of the show, by the way, y'all. Brought to you by Brick Heineken. I don't know
Brick Heineken. I want to know where I can get that special edition can.
Yeah, my room apparently you just can't get Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, if you're relying on Greg Ward to be a playmaker, you're in trouble. Yeah, I think it's just you know I don't know about you, but I came in this season with very low expectations. You know, I wasn't expecting a deep run. This was a growing season. Like you said, you like Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. So do I. I love them as men, as leaders, as guys on the practice field.
Yeah.
But, you know, it still has to translate to wins. But I've said it like 400 times on the 5,000 shows a week I do. Can you properly grade these guys when you've got Greg Ward, Ortega-Whiteside, when you got a defense that's given up, you know, massive chunk plays all the time in the run game? You know, how can you properly grade these guys when Howie Roseman's gone above and beyond to put a terrible team around them? Yeah, they need help. They need help. That's plain and simple.
Yeah, Sports and Metal, you're definitely right on that. Oh, I need help too. I don't know if he was talking about Howie or me.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but do you agree that you can't grade them properly with everything that's going on around them?
I think the problem people are having is the whole premise of this year was accountability, right?
Absolutely.
Everyone's supposed to be held accountable. Well, when you drop 2 game-winning balls, you're gonna get the heat, bro. It is what it is. Look, I'm not trying to rag on him on his performance or any of that. Look, you could miss 1,000 balls. You catch that one touchdown that wins the game. Nobody's talking about the drop passes. Right. So I think the criticism is fair. I think, as Eagles fans, we get a little too we get a little too ruckus sometimes.
Yeah, we go over the top. We're a little. You know, my wife calls me dramatic all the time. You get a little over dramatic with it.
No way.
Like yeah, me? Never.
You
never.
But you know what? We got to hold these guys accountable.
But if you're going to hold Jalen Reagor accountable, you got to hold Ward accountable for dropping a pass. You got to hold Nate Herbig accountable for the holding penalty that called back. There's 2 touchdowns on that drive. Scott got called back and Ward dropped the play. A couple weeks ago, Quez Watkins dropped that wide open touchdown pass.
Facts.
Everyone's like, it's okay. He'll get the next one.
Yeah.
But Jalen Reagor, because he was a first-round pick that shouldn't have been, he gets the over-the-top pressure. It's the same thing. Nelson Aguilar was a late first-round pick that shouldn't have been. He gets that pressure. Do you think they should bench Jalen Reagor this week?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
Because of accountability or because he personally needs the mental break?
I think both. I think look, he's going to need some time, like mentally he's going to need some time to kind of get back to where he needs to be. But at the same time, it's not only showing him the accountability, but it's showing the team like, look, we're benching him for this game. So, and it should go all around the board though. It shouldn't just be him. It should be anybody in that same situation. But I think for both reasons he should sit. The guy needs some time off. Like, and I hate to say it like that. It's a game. It's hard to say people need off. It's like me playing chess, and I go, oh man, this is stressful. They're like, you know what? Take some time off. It's a fucking game.
Yeah.
But when it comes to football, it's 90% of the game is mental. So sit him out, see what happens, and see how he responds. And see how these young guys respond that take his place.
Well, who's going to take it? See, you heard Nick Sirianni. What?
No, I'm joking.
I didn't hear. Look, but honestly, Nick Sirianni said, I don't know if it was on Sunday night or Monday morning in his press conference, no, we're not going to bench him because it's not good for the team. And he knows Jalen Reagor stinks right now, but honestly, who else is there going to go?
Yeah.
Even if you bench him and you give more plays to Arcega-Whiteside or whoever, you got to call. You can't go out there with 4 wide receivers on the active game day.
That's true.
What do? You've got injuries. You got Howard out. Boston Scott's now got an illness. He's questionable for Sunday, non-COVID related and all. You got rid of Zach Ertz, which was the right move to do. But now you have no second tight end. There really is. I saw people saying I almost said Adrian Killens. I almost made fun of my least favorite guy of all time right there. Everyone said put Kenny Gainwell as a wide receiver.
That's stupid. Okay.
But now you have 2 running backs only, Sanders and Gainwell. So you can't do that. So you almost are forced to continue to throw Jalen Reagor out there.
Yeah. Well, then you put him as a third option. You know what I'm saying? You move
fourth option, the fifth option. He's still playing 60% of snaps.
Make him block. Tell J. John to go over there.
I don't know if Jalen Reagor's I don't know if he's a blocker. No. He doesn't strike me as somebody that's committed to blocking as a wide receiver.
No, he quit the game right there. He'd be like, I quit.
Exactly.
But,
he's also a god-awful punt returner and kick returner.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, man. Get him off of the punt and kick return. Get him off. Yeah. You know what? Gainwell's been here for a couple games. That's what he did in college. Let's get Gainwell back there, see what happens. Let's basically just take the responsibility of being that person off of this guy for a little bit and give him some room to breathe for a little bit. Instead of putting the pressure on this guy, let's give him some room to breathe so that he'll be on the field. Just don't make him the first read. Devontae Smith wants that. And this is why this is what good and great. But in those situations, the great ones want the ball. Mm-hmm. And I don't think this guy wanted that opportunity. I really don't. I hate to say it like that, but
he definitely doesn't want it now because mentally. I'm sure you know this. I mean, Jalen Reagor does not handle criticism well. His social media presence, the Eagles fans piling on him. I keep saying this week, there's a difference between criticism and breaking down film and saying what people are doing wrong to, being over the top like some people are. And we all know Jalen Reagor can't handle that.
No.
We already saw Lane Johnson, my man, take a few weeks off. And he said after he came back, look, I was checking social media after every game. I was taking all that stuff personally. It was affecting me mentally.
And we weren't even talking about Lane Johnson.
What's that?
We weren't talking about Lane Johnson.
Exactly. But he sees it, and it affects him.
Yeah.
A guy that's a legend in our town.
Absolutely.
So imagine a young, immature 22-year-old Jalen Reagor who already can't handle it.
Wait, he's
22. How it's affecting him.
He's 22?
22, 23, something like that, Jalen Reagor is. He's young. He's young. We'll just say that. He's younger than both of us.
Yeah.
Definitely younger than me. He might not even have been born when, I was in my 20s.
Especially you.
Yeah, I'm an old-ass man. I'm the oldest Philly podcaster going right now.
But, just mental well-being, what Lane Johnson did, I think, was good. I think a lot of times people miss that these guys are just human beings. So, you're right, 100% right. Do they have to be held accountable? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what has to happen.
They keep talking about holding players accountable, but has Nick Sirianni held anybody accountable yet this year?
No.
How many times has Dirk Barnett screwed shit up this year?
Yeah.
And he keeps throwing Dirk Barnett out there as a starter week in and week out.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right on that one.
So that's where I start to lose faith in Nick Sirianni because I buy into him as a leader, but he contradicts him. What he says in practice and in the middle of the week does not translate to what he does on Sundays. And that is where my issue with him is at this moment.
I agree with that. I agree. Is it him or is it the office? You know, this is what confuses me the most, because everything's hearsay, but we've been hearing how the front office is getting involved and this, that, and the third, and it's so hard to understand who's at fault anymore. Is it the uppers, or is it the lowers? Is it the players? Who is it? Howie? You know what I'm saying? Is it Jeff? Is it the? So my question to you is: do you think it's technically Nick Sirianni that's handling this situation, or do you think he's being told how to handle this situation?
That's exactly what I think it is. Nick Sirianni was hired just for the same reason that Doug Peterson was hired, to be a yes man to Howie Roseman.
Right.
100%. And yes, I've been trying to sway myself into being a Howie Roseman guy, because I know Howie Roseman isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So at least I could do is try to find some positives with him. But that was where the problem was with Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson didn't even have say over the 46 or 47 men that he dresses on Sunday. So if Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach, didn't have the say, you're going to tell me Nick Sirianni has that say?
Hell no.
Like, I made a joke on Sunday before the game, or at the very beginning of the game. I had this epiphany that Howie Roseman called down to the locker room before the game and said, "Yo, don't run the ball today. You know, you're doing too good. You know, I want to see more passes." So then all of a sudden he had to switch it up right before the game, because Howie Roseman, I don't know why Howie Roseman doesn't make himself the head coach sometimes, because that's what he wants to do.
That's what he wants. But you know what, man? I get that, but Nick Sirianni as a coach has to understand he has to get his players in the best position and make plays.
Yeah, so whatever they say, you saying that.
What's that?
That sounded so cliche. They got to get.
I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. It's true. When life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
you put a little vodka in it as well.
Absolutely. So when you have those situations, you got to make the best of it. So he didn't put his players in a good position. He didn't put his quarterback in a good position, and he definitely didn't put his wide receivers in a good position. Let's face it, the score was a score. If it dropped that pass, we're still down. We haven't done anything this whole game, so we can't put the onus on just this guy, Reagor, dropping those passes. Man, I can name 50 things that happened in that game that caused us to lose that game, and it starts with the head coach.
Absolutely. I agree with you 110%. I think you're spot on with it. You know, it just comes down to the play. If Jalen Hurts can't go past his first read, well, make sure your first read is going to Devontae Smith or Dallas Goedert, or make sure you're not. Look, I brought it up on, I don't know if it was Sunday night's post game show or Monday's morning show that I do. I don't know. All my shows just kind of mixed together. But in the first half, it was somewhere in the second quarter, there was a third down play. It was third and short. There was a quick slant pattern. And Jalen Hurts he's not a 3-step drop, fire the slant guy, and he missed Jalen Reagor. And it was just an awful pass, because that's not Jalen Hurts' game. So why call that? And then they go for it on fourth down. They run the same exact play, this time to Kenny Gainwell. You're putting Kenny Gainwell to run a slant pattern, and you have Jalen Hurts throwing a pass. Again, he cannot throw and complete. So that comes down to Nick Sirianni. Why would you call a play? Why would you even have that play in your playbook if you know Jalen Hurts can't do it?
Yeah, absolutely agree. Not going. Look, what if we went for that field goal? Like, would the momentum have changed? Would things, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many.
Or if you're going, if you know when you're going for it on fourth, 9 times out of 10, you know on third down you're going for it on fourth down, right?
Right.
So you run it on 3rd and 4, get 2 yards, maybe you get the first down. Yeah. If you don't, you're still going for it on fourth down. Don't have your running mobile. Do you ever see Lamar Jackson run a West Coast offense style play? You ever see Russell Wilson running West Coast offense? That was a typical old school West Coast offense play. Yeah. Not something you use Jalen Hurts. You roll them out and stop. I don't know. I've never seen a stat on this, and I don't know what the next gen stats say, but my eye test tells me when they do roll him out, they roll him out to the left a lot more to the right for some reason.
Yeah, because he can't
throw. A quarterback, you roll him out to the right where it's easier to throw. You roll him out to the left and he's got to throw across his body. Makes it a lot more difficult. So again, it comes down to Nick Sirianni's play calling.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The misery at the Meadow. Oh, not even the Meadowlands. The misery at MetLife. That's what
Yeah,
I'll call that.
MetLife, whatever the hell they call it. Jeff did
Whatever.
invite me. I said, nah, you already gave me one free ticket this year. Take somebody else with you,
Man.
Who would have thought if you would have said last week we were going to lose to the Giants and we would spend 35 minutes on training for four quarters right here on DSM Media, if you would have said that we would have lost, do you think we would have gone 35 minutes without even talking about the defense?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because the defense all of a sudden the last 2 weeks is playing really well, isn't it?
We didn't
I
lose.
was ready to fire Jonathan Gannon 2 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden he's got the defense playing.
Well, you know what? He's starting to switch it up. We're starting to switch up to man. We're blitzing. We're putting pressure. He's starting to realize, look, I don't have the guys I need, so I have to get creative. And he's gotten creative, man. And not to mention these DBs are responding to it. They're playing tight coverage. These guys are finally responding and buying into Gannon's defense. And it's working. And mind you, will it work all year? I'm sure we'll have a hiccup.
I'm really curious to how it's going to work against this, vaunted New York Jets offense this week. Because the New York Jets offense, I mean, it's scary good, the New York Jets offense, right?
If Flacco beats me, I will wear a bag on my next show right over my face.
Flacco's not even the starter.
Oh, what I mean is if Flacco's Jets beat me.
Okay. It doesn't matter who's quarterback if the Jets win.
It don't matter. Okay. The bag's on the face, man.
Okay. Oh, man. I mean, the defense, like you said, you know what I'm super hyped about and super excited about with this defense right now is the fact that I've called it since his rookie year. After his rookie year, they moved Avonte Maddox out of the slot where he needed to be, and they moved him to outside. And he struggled for 2 straight years. Injuries, bad play. They put him in the slot. And this year, I know it's, we're 5-7. It's only 12 games. But he looks like a lockdown slot cornerback and like he could progress to one of the top. Let's be honest. Slot corners are basically starters in the NFL nowadays.
Absolutely.
You're basically putting 3 corners out there all the time in the NFL right now.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited to see Avonte Maddox back where he belongs and back to, I don't remember, what everybody was saying, but I know I was saying his rookie year, man, we got a good young, cornerback here when he was doing all this. He was playing the slot. He was playing that slot hybrid safety role. I'm like, we got somebody here. In the last couple of years, he stunk because he was being forced to play outside cornerback. And, I'm super excited to see Avonte Maddox back where he needs to be and back playing how I hoped he would play.
I agree. And I like Maddox. And, he's a playmaker. He's one of those guys. You put the guy in the right position, he's going to make plays. The problem is we had coaching staffs that wouldn't put these guys in the position to make plays. Let's face it. First of all, we didn't have the linebackers to help out with the back end. We still don't. I mean, we had an up and coming guy, and he's out. So, look, we're not putting these guys in positions to win. That's facts. Because when you see Maddox, when you see him in these situations, and you put him where he's supposed to be, he does what he's supposed to do. Holy shit!
Wow, it's like whoa, mind blown. Who would have thought that?
We're calling this guy his opposite end, Big Play Slay again. Last year we wanted to get rid of this guy. Like,
shout out to Big Play Slay's wife. Gave away literally 55 Darius Slay jerseys tonight. Unfortunately, I did not win one. I'm a little bitter over that, but the Slays, they're some awesome people. They do a lot of great stuff. I love Big Play Slay. I mean,
Big Play Slay is a beast, man. And if you put these guys
see what's funny? He was Big Play Slay last year. He just wasn't making the big plays. He was still locking down, wide receivers. He just wasn't having the pick sixes and the big touchdowns or anything. This year he has the big plays. So all of a sudden people are back to calling him. I was still calling him Big Play Slay last year. Oh man, we got Freeze Face again. Man, look at Freeze Face here. He's coming back. Here's
putting him in a position to make big plays.
Yeah, I wanted the jersey too.
Oh, again, am I back?
You're starting to come back to me. You're starting to come back to me. Man, look at you. Again, Jeff.
Am I coming back?
How do you work with this guy on a weekly basis? Man. Anyway, we're gonna, as he tries to get back in here, we're gonna start working towards this week. We got the New York Jets. The New York Jets are obviously not a good football team led by Zach Wilson, their rookie quarterback. He is back now after being out for a few weeks. He was out. He got hurt in the New England game back in week 7. He came back this past week against Houston. It was 14-24, 145 yards. The guy throws a lot of interceptions. I'm really hoping that we should be able to take advantage of his really poor play. We should be able to create some turnovers this week. The Jets are just not a good team, and that's we thought we went up against a bad team in the Giants and we lost that game, but we're going against Jets. Even worse, somehow they've won 3 games this year. How, I have no idea. They beat the Titans, which is completely surprising to me. They beat the Bengals, also completely surprising, and then beating the Jets last week. That was not that big of a deal. Houston is just as bad, if not worse, because of all the situation going on down there. But keys to win this week is, honestly, I know they're cliche to say, and we talk about cliche things all the time on this show, but it's very, very important for the Eagles to win the turnover battle. We say it every single week, but it needs to happen. This is a team, the Jets, that turns the ball over so much. Where's my stats here on these quarterbacks here? Give me a second here. There they are. Zach Wilson, 10 interceptions so far. Mike White, who had that red hot 400-yard game, 8 interceptions. They have 19 interceptions this year. 19. That is a lot of interceptions thrown. So they better be able to, do a little bit of better job there. I would like to see a big play slay interception. I would want to see a Steven Nelson maybe gets one, or Avonte Maddox. Anyway, they fumbled the ball 11 times. That is 30 turnovers that the Jets have created in 10 games or 11 games this year. The Eagles better be able to create a few turnovers. It's imperative that it happens. Next, key to the game, it's the Eagles offense. We've just talked about it for the entire show so far, for 40 minutes. The offense needs to run an efficient offense. Run the ball. It's what works. Miles Sanders out there needs 15 to 18 rushes with Boston Scott or Kenneth Gainwell, whoever is the number 2 running back this week, needs to get another 10. We need 25 rushes. I do not want to see Jalen Hurts and his bum ankle running the ball 18, 15, 12 times, whatever it may be. I want to see my man run the ball with Jalen Hurts not as the main runner. Peanut, we're talking about keys to winning this week. First key, I said, do you know the Jets have 30 turnovers between interceptions and fumbles this year?
Well, there's your key. There's your key.
It's such a clear. He's even jumping on YouTube. My apologies. I love it. You had to jump into a YouTube. Sorry. It's all good. We're having fun here tonight. We're having fun. That's what this is. When you do 9 shows a week, they can't all be serious and whatever. You got to have some fun.
No,
I always say
fuck up every once in a while.
Yeah, I screw up. I was on a show a couple weeks ago, and I closed the whole show out in the middle of the show. It happens. it's what happens. It's all good. But anyway, turnover battle.
I'm the Jalen Reagor of podcasting.
What's that?
I'm the Jalen Reagor of podcasting, bro.
Oh, you dropped the ball a lot? It's actually been 3 times, but it's all good.
Facts.
Yeah, hey, no problem. Pat yourself on the back there. Yeah. Turnovers, cliche, need to happen. But I want to see less Jalen Hurts running the ball this week as well. I want to see running with it. Even the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan I know, checking in to see Peanut and his pixelated screen and internet. Jen, he already said you need to fix his Wi-Fi because his Wi-Fi sucks over there at the Peanut household.
It sucks so bad.
I had to drill a hole. I rent my house. I drilled a hole in my floor to run an Ethernet cable to my internet box because it was so bad. Now it's under the carpet, so my landlord will never find out. Hopefully, so well we hope so. I'm sure she's not watching this show, so I'm not worried about that. If you had to put something as a key to winning this week, what would it be?
Well, Jalen Hurts can't run the ball. He's got to win as a quarterback. Like his ankle's hurt. The offensive line's a little banged up. Jalen Hurts has to distribute the ball and trust his playmakers. So listen, clock, turnovers, pocket passing. Voila. You'll win the game.
Yeah.
Voila.
I mean, they should win this game, but we should have won last week as well. So is there anything that makes you are you even a little bit like scared or have a little trepidation that last week's unfortunate loss carries over to this week? Because I don't I feel bad. I feel weird thinking in my mind I have no trepidation. Like I am not worried whatsoever. And I don't and that scares me. That my biggest fear is the lack of fear that I have.
Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's
a
good thing not to be scared. Maybe you know something we don't know.
No, I don't know nothing. I'm the idiot that just talks on this screen all the time. So
no. I'm the idiot. You know more than I. You know
no,
more.
No. I am the king of the idiots. I think that was a Seinfeld episode or something like that once.
Listen, yeah, we could lose this game. I said it last week on our show, Birds, Beers, and Bullshit. Look, every game is losable. Every game is losable. Let's not forget that they're playing in the NFL. These guys are there for a reason. If you slip, they'll catch you lacking, and you will lose this game. And we got caught lacking last week. Will we lose? According to you, hell no. So yeah, I'm putting that on. I'm betting today we're gonna win this game.
You know what scares me the most out of this game, more than anything else, is the fact that this is the New York Jets.
Yeah,
who are terrible. Zach Wilson.
Back to MetLife.
It's an awful team, awful game, whatever. We're only a 6.5 point favorite on the road.
Yeah.
And that I don't know if you're a better Peanut. I'm a gambler.
I don't gamble anymore.
No. Yeah. Wink, wink. Is your wife listening or something?
She's downstairs.
Yeah. I love to study gambling lines.
Yeah.
I don't bet big. I bet a couple bucks here and there. I don't bet big. No, she's right next door in the other room. Look, I'll tell you off the air. Long story short, I had a bad experience with a bookie before gambling was legal. Okay. So I just don't like to get heavily invested. So I bet 4, 5, 6 games every single week, but I'm betting $5 a game, $2 a game, maybe a $10 parlay. I bet very minimally, but I still love betting because I love to study lines and I love numbers. Right. And that 6.5 point line is the biggest thing that scares me because everything tells me that this should be a 9 point line, a 9.5 point line.
Right.
6.5 points. And that is the only thing that scares me right now.
Look, man, it is what it is. After last week's game, like, how could you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? Damn, that's what I'm talking. What are you drinking over there? What you got? What you got there? What's in that bottle?
It's nothing. It's empty now.
I'll drink to that.
It's my go-to favorite drink, Gentleman's Jack.
Okay. All right.
They don't sponsor me, so I don't try to show their logo on the air. If Gentleman Jack wants to sponsor me, I'll show their logo on the air. But until they want to sponsor me, we'll show the back of the bottle, not the front of the bottle.
Send that little segment to them and be like, "Look what I just did for you, baby!
I gained you 1 new follower by watching my show."
Hey, all 4 people that watch my show think of Heineken.
Hey, more than 4 people watch my show. Like 6 people watch.
I was speaking on myself.
Dude, you get like 160 views on YouTube.
It's because I have like a big family, man.
None of my family, literally, no. I have 4 siblings. None of them watch my shows. None of them.
That's foul. That's a violation.
None of my nieces, none of my nephew, nobody watches my show. Nobody.
On Christmas, don't give
my wife doesn't watch the show. She eavesdrops in the next room and criticizes what she hears, but she doesn't watch my shows.
So we can say whatever. No one's even gonna hear anything. Chicken titty.
Exactly. All right. I gotta say one more thing before I get your prediction on the game. I made another tweet today that is slowly starting to pick up steam. I said, I hope to God Jalen Hurts plays on Sunday because I do not want to mentally and physically prepare myself to have Gardner Minshew come in, play well, and then next week, all I got to do on every show I do is talk about Gardner Minshew or Jalen Hurts. How do you feel about that? Because that is a shit show conversation, in my opinion.
All right, so everyone knows how I feel about Gardner Minshew. I think I
Mhm.
did the whole spoof of Gerardo Minshew. I don't know if you guys ever watched it. If you have a chance,
Didn't
go
see
back
that
to
one.
Bird Spears and bullshit. I had the mustache, I
Of
had
course you
I
did.
had the mullet. Um, Look, man, why not? I mean, if Jalen Hurts is injured, listen, and hear me out. Hear me out. If he's injured, he has from what we're hearing is an ankle issue. Why
Ankle
put him
sprain.
out there? The ankle issue, he's not going to be mobile. He's
Mhm.
not going to be Jalen Hurts. He's just going to look worse.
Mhm.
Excuse me. That was brought to you by Brick Heineken. So if if we have Jalen Hurts,
Ah,
if we
this
have,
was the one night that Skip Bayless was watching my show, and
I
then you
hope,
just did that.
I hope so. I hope so. And he's like, yo, he's a fucking mess.
Pretty much.
But I
You
got some.
just ruined everything.
I just got some Pentor in the back. He's like, this I command. Anyways, for that was you got that one. Anyways, why put him out there when he's not at 100% to do? And look, am I worried about Gardner Minshew taking his job? No, because it's none of their jobs at this point.
Right.
At this point, this is an open audition. Either this year or next year is just open auditions. If Gardner Minshew goes in there and tears it up, you played a better hand. And I
I
know
want to
people
have that conversation though,
well, we're gonna
because
have
Gardner Minshew is not that good of a quarterback. Let's be honest.
I don't know, but his mustache says he does. He is.
I don't care if he's Uncle Rico's twin brother or not. I don't want to have that conversation.
I
Jalen
want
Hurts.
a conversation. I want to see
I
what
don't. I'd rather go get Russell Wilson and have him as my quarterback. You know, I'm gonna be. I'll be honest. I've said this on other shows, Peanut. I'm going to be super obnoxious this offseason, asking for Russell Wilson to be our
I'm with you.
quarterback.
And you know what? I'll wave the banner. I'll wave the
I will
banner.
be probably the first in line to get a Russell Wilson jersey if he comes to the Eagles.
I would take Russell Wilson. I would trade anybody and anything to have Russell Wilson as a quarterback.
But my key point today was it's not going to cost you as much as you think.
Why is that?
I just don't think it is. Seattle's ready. I think Seattle's ready to
Right.
start all over again. And some people are saying it's going to take 3 picks and 3 first-round picks, multiple players. It's not. I guarantee you could get Russell Wilson to the Eagles for one of our 3 first-round picks this year.
Okay.
We are getting 3 first-round picks, George. But my boy George always says, George always says we don't have 3 till we officially have 3. We're getting 3
close.
first-round picks.
We're close.
Really close. Literally, if Carson Wentz plays half of the next game, we're literally there already.
Watch him injure himself on the way out the tunnel.
He may. To trade if you trade your best first round pick from this upcoming season,
Right.
maybe a future first round pick, throw in Jalen Hurts. I think that gets the job done.
That sounds great on paper.
2 first round picks, Jalen Hurts, a young quarterback that's similar to Russell Wilson that Pete Carroll can remold.
Who's to say Pete Carroll's even going to be there?
Well, that's my fear, that if Pete Carroll goes, Russell Wilson stays in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't want to get too much. We've already spent too much time talking about. I don't like talking about next offseason till this season ends because we're still in a playoff hunt right now. Technically, we are. So first off, we need your prediction for this week. What's going to happen this week?
I think we win the game. I think we win the game. It's gonna. I don't think we win this game in high fashion either. I think it's gonna be a grueling 14. I'm gonna say 14-7. Like honestly,
Wow.
guys, it's low score. It's gonna be running the ball, controlling the clock, a defensive struggle on their behalf and our behalf. And I think Jalen Hurts squeaks out a win with dinking and dunking his way to the win. I really do. I don't see a spectacular win. I think they want that. And listen, I'll eat crow. I'll take it. Like if I'm wrong, I'll be the first person to say, you know what? I was wrong. I am sorry. But based off of what I've seen from this team, I see a low scoring game and I see them kind of grinding out this win. I really do.
No, I see. Now, again, this is
You might be making the same mistake Jeff did, because on our show last week, Jeff said it was going to be a complete blowout. And I was like, dude, we can lose this game, man. That can happen.
Yeah, I didn't say no. I forget what I said exactly last week. I was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 27-24 or 21-17. I was a close game, low scoring game last week.
Yeah.
But the Jets are just so bad.
Sort of.
How they have 3 wins blows my. They beat Houston. How Houston has a couple wins, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they beat Houston. How they beat Cincinnati, I have no idea. How they beat the Titans, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I see the Eagles, and the defense has got momentum going right now. We could easily get the momentum back on offense.
Hopefully.
I am calling a 31-13 victory this week.
Wait. Can you repeat that again?
I'll say it again. Let me grab the mic closer. 31-13.
Okay.
And now I do another show on Friday previewing the game, so I may change my opinion by Friday morning on Trending in the AM on DSM Media.
As soon as the line goes down.
Yeah. As the line changed, I might change. As of this moment, I'm 31-13 Eagles.
Okay.
Because the Eagles are going to be forced, because Jalen Hurts' injured ankle, to do what they do best, which is run the ball. And I could see them putting up another 175, 180 yards rushing the ball. You're going to see Miles Sanders with 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns. Boston Scott. See, even my boy, even though he said 27-24, but he said he could see the 31-13 though.
Jason, you lied.
I don't know what this means from you though, Jason. I'm not sure.
Cough, elbow. Is that me? Am I coughing?
Cough? No. I think he's just saying.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
I might have had one of those freeze frames. I was like,
yeah, exactly. Are you frozen? I thought you fooled me there. 31-13. Miles Sanders gets 2 touchdowns. Boston Scott or Kenneth Gainwell gets a touchdown. Not big play Slay. Someone else on the defense has a pick 6.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. So there's going to be another defensive touchdown. Look, Zach Wilson is a terrible quarterback. Terrible. Should never have been drafted in the first round, let alone in the top 5. Top 2.
He reminds me of this guy.
Who?
Money Manziel, baby. He's one of those guys that
Dude, I would take Johnny Manziel at this point in his life over Zach Wilson.
Damn.
Dude,
you heard it here.
I did finish this bottle during the show, just so you know.
That squeaky clean bottle said it all.
Yeah, exactly. So I just said they still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
And the reason why that I say that they still have to make it playoffs is because the NFL is so unpredictable this year.
Absolutely.
So before we're almost at an hour here, I want to wrap this up.
Oh,
where are you
already?
We are at 57 minutes and 50 seconds right now.
Word.
I mean, you were only on it for 44 minutes because you're awesome internet connection, but
I did apologize though. It's down there, guys.
Check it out. In the Twitter, YouTube comments somewhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
so where are you with? There, hold on, I found it there.
There it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I have it already.
As a gambler, I hate it. As a fan of football, I love the just randomness of the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Conceivably the Eagles could still make the playoffs at this point. That's how crazy it is. Where are you with like the top teams? Like before the season started, I thought it was pretty obvious. It was Buffalo or Kansas City, and it was either Green Bay or Tampa Bay. But now I'm thinking there's like 7 or 8 teams that can make a deep run this year. Are you feeling the same way, or is there a team that you think that sticks out?
Well, before the season started, I feel like you listened to what I said and you just want me to say what I'm about to say. I predicted the Dallas Cowboys, and I know I'm getting a lot of flack. This is before I know before the season even started that they were going to make the playoffs, that they were going to actually get to the Super Bowl. And at first, I was like, "Holy shit, fucking struck gold!" Like they were looking great, but then Dallas did exactly what Dallas does. Flounder. So Green Bay scares me. Aaron Rodgers scares me. That guy just what's that meme where he's on the floor or on the turf and the helmet's coming off and he does that look, and that look scared me. That's something that would scare anybody. Like he's like, "What the fuck? I'm gonna fuck you up now." So Green Bay scares me. It's one of those anybody can win. It's
I
bingo.
mean, look at the Rams. I mean, all the money and all the players that the Rams brought in, and they're only 7-4.
Yeah.
You know,
But if they can get into the playoffs, imagine playing the Rams.
Who knows? Exactly.
That's
It's literally, as Jason said here, Jason Thomas, any given Sunday. I've never seen a season in my recent memory that's as any given Sunday-ish as this year is. I mean, you go to the AFC right now, there's two conferences that doesn't have a losing team. The AFC West, everyone's 6-5 or better. And in the North, everybody's 500 or better. I mean, I don't know. I remember a point in time that it's like that.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Listen, it's one of those, like, anybody can win the Super Bowl. His Dallas trading conferences. Yeah. He's got a good point.
It is a fair point.
That is a really good point.
Look, so your opinion on Dallas was my opinion with Cleveland this year. I thought Cleveland and Baker Mayfield, for some reason, I've never bought Baker Mayfield hype. For some reason this year, I thought the Baker Mayfield, the Hunt, the Chubb, the Landry, the Odell thing, I thought that was going to be. This was the year. I even bet him to win MVP this year, Baker Mayfield.
And now they're talking about getting rid of him. What a year to be an NFL fan.
What is going on in the NFL this year? It's insane. If you had to pick right now the two teams that would make the Super Bowl, who would you pick?
Damn, that's tough. It's
a real tough question, isn't it?
That's really tough. NFC, I'm gonna go with Green Bay. Like, I didn't say Green Bay at first because the shabacle, is that a word? Shabacle?
Yeah. Something like that. Shabacle. Yeah. I use that word. I don't know how to spell it or pronounce it, but I use that word all the time.
The whole debacle with Aaron Rodgers in the offseason made me feel like this wasn't gonna work. But the way I'm seeing this team progress, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. They're kind of scary, man. Yeah. AFC, it's so weird because who do you pick? You wanted Tennessee,
and you pick the Patriots, who are leading their look, Mac Jones.
Mac and cheese.
Dude, he eats a lot of mac and cheese for sure.
Mac and cheese.
But they're first in their division now. Who would have thought that?
Hey, listen, any given Sunday. Who said it? Put that back up. Whoever wrote that.
My man, Jason Thomas. This man's a good guy. I've had him on my show before.
Any given Sunday. And you know what?
One of the worst football movies of all time.
Absolutely agree with you on that one. Unwatchable. I watched it 3 times.
Yeah. I've watched it. I've seen it on basic cable a few times. It's even worse on basic cable.
Yeah, with the commercials.
And the editing, it makes an awful 2-hour movie 3 hours long. Let's just do away with that altogether.
I agree.
I still think the Bills come out of the AFC.
I like the Bills. I like the Bills. Good.
I think they get their shit together and they figure it out. Still,
look, all they have to do is get in the playoffs. Once the team gets into a playoff, it's like a whole second season.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. We'll see.
If you had to bet money right now, will the Eagles make the playoffs? Because let me remind you, before you answer that, let me convince you that you answer, let me convince you. They're just outside. They're half a game out. Okay.
Right.
There's 4 teams ahead of them. Okay.
Right.
They own the tiebreaker over 2 of them.
Right.
And they play one of those teams 2 times.
Right. Do they make the playoffs? I'm going to say no, man. Based off of what I've seen so far. Look, Jason Thomas. I say yes, they do. I'm going to say no. And the reason why I'm going to say no is this. Inconsistency plays bad teams. And this team plays inconsistent. Yep. So whatever good you see from a good game, there's times 3 of the bad things. So do I wish they get to the playoffs? Hell yeah. Like any playoff experience for Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and those young players would be great. But I just can't see them pushing past the barrier to get to the playoffs. I just can't. Like, based off of what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing a playoff team. I'm not seeing a team that could push to make the playoffs. Now, mind you, wouldn't it be great if it came down to Dallas and Philadelphia in their last game and win and you're in and blah, blah, blah. I've been down that road before. I just can't see him doing it, man. That's my honest opinion. And I love the Birds.
I don't even know where I feel about it at this point. I hope they do. My business, my pizza shop thrives on playoff football. So I hope they do every single year for that reason.
Hell yeah.
But, let's be honest. There's a lot of teams fighting for those 7 spots. So
a lot of good teams too. Like
we'll have to see. We'll talk. We'll see after the Jets game. I'll have a better idea if they win 31-13, which maybe I'll just go bet the exact score 31-13 after this. I bet you I can get some really tasty odds on 31-13 as the final score. So.
Hey, listen, I would have a wonderful week if that happened. And I'll swallow crow base. Look, you might talk to me next week and we might be in a Super Bowl based off of what I'm saying. I don't know. Yeah. Every week is like this. So we'll see. The inconsistency scares me. Inconsistent teams don't win. They don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
It's facts. It is what it is.
It absolutely is.
Inconsistent quarterbacks don't start in this league. Eventually, they fade out. So that's what I'm waiting for.
All right. Anyway, this was Trending for 4 Quarters. It was a complete and total shit show. What the hell is that? I'm trying to wrap the show up and shout out my sponsors, and you're showing a brick booby up on my screen.
It's a titty ball. My wife bought this for me. This is hilarious, ain't it? Check it out.
But remember the same thing that's causing your Heineken can to be a brick can?
It's doing the same thing?
It's doing the same thing for that.
Why'd you even invite me on your show? You knew something like this was going to happen. Look, check it out.
I was hoping something like that would happen.
It's like
I figured you moved on from all that.
No, man. I'm a fucking weirdo. Check it out.
Oh, my God. People are commenting about it now. What the hell?
The titty ball, son.
I love it. Look, Trending for 4 Quarters off the rails tonight with my man Peanut. Make sure you go on YouTube. In the search section, type in Birds, Beer, and BS. Him and Jeff, they do a kick-ass job. I was hoping you were in the studio because I wanted to see Party Doll Dave on the show tonight. But unfortunately, what's that? Yeah, you would have real Wi-Fi. Yeah, exactly. I didn't get to see the Party Doll on the show tonight, which is a little disappointing.
It was.
Trending for 4 Quarters, brought to you by Manscaped, the leader in men's grooming products, the GOAT in below the waist, management. Check them out, manscaped.com. Use promo code TRENDING for 20% off and free shipping. Let you know the beard sends you by doing that. Look, Peanut, dude, this has been a complete and total riot tonight. I've had so much fun. I've had more fun tonight than I've had in the last 6 months of doing shows.
I'm drinking today.
I know. I love it. Cheers. My glass is empty, but I'll salute to you. Hey, Peanut, I end every show with one simple phrase, my friend. You got a beard shirt on? Hold on, let me see that again.
I'm not sure
that's a relic, man. That's a relic. They don't make those anymore. They don't make those anymore. That was from my previous time at your network.
I'm hanging that shit.
I noticed I promoted your show, but I didn't promote the network, My best friends are. Hey, check them out, my friend. But we end every show with one simple thing, Peanut.
What's up?
Go Birds.
Go Birds.